In Chicago, this is Vice Flotilla Commander John Saran, and I've got my colleague here, Phil Leonard. He's a staff officer for vessel examinations, and we just wanted to give you all a quick update for June, and then also talk about some current events that have been happening, and then also some guidelines that Illinois just put out. So generally, as we were with May, the stand down order is still in effect. And it's really until further notice. So we as the auxiliary, especially in the Chicago area, cannot engage in any sort of face-to-face interactions with the public. We will update if there's any changes to that. So in the meantime, we've been focused really on training and engaging virtually with the public, and also engaging in recruiting efforts, and that's something we will continue to do. Just as a general update as well, we understand that the Air and Water Show are canceled, and also the Race to Mackinac are canceled. There may be additional updates on other events around the Chicago area that we will keep you all apprised of. So I'll turn it over to Phil just to kind of walk through the guidelines that the state of Illinois put out for boating and fishing.
Yeah, so with everything canceled, we still expect people to go out on the water, and you're still going to be able to put your boat in the water. So there's just some guidelines that people need to follow when they're going to do that. And another thing with us not being able to come out and do vessel safety checks, we are offering virtual checks where we can do that via FaceTime, Zoom, some sort of virtual program so that we can walk you through the steps of a safety check. You won't receive a decal for your boat, but we can just make sure everyone's safe and ready to get out on the water. So some of the guidelines, which if you go to our last video, we outlined a number of these. If you are going to go out there, try and stay within your local areas and only go out in your local waterways. Don't travel too far. If you're launching your boat and traveling to other jurisdictions, just be mindful of the regulations and the jurisdictions over there. You need to practice social distancing at the boat ramps and on the docks, and make sure that when you launch your boat that you're ready to go right away, that you're not lingering around and coming into contact with other people. There's also some guidelines, which we'll post a link to this in the description. There's some guidelines on fishing, marinas and boat rentals. And then we just also want to talk about, as of June 3rd with phase 3 in effect, what that means and what those changes are. So the boating capacity is based on the length of your boat. So if your boat's less than 25 people, 25 feet, you can have 6 people, 4 adults. 26 to 36 feet, you can have 8 occupants and 6 of them adults. And if your boat is over 36 feet, you can have 10 occupants, with 8 of those being adults. Along with that, there's just some other general safety and boating guidelines. Gatherings of 10 people or less on and off the pier, and obviously reference that chart for occupants in your boat. Face coverings to be worn when you're in the harbors or out on the docks. Harbors are increasing the frequency of sanitizing touch points, so offices, bathrooms, gates, anything that people are coming into contact with. And just for general hygiene, you're just going to want to follow the guidelines set by the CDC.
And then, thanks, Phil. And then also just generally, as marinas and harbors and restaurants and the typical businesses that you rely on, in a normal setting, just understand that they will have limited operations, limited hours. You just have to become prepared with supplies and, food and water and just sort of plan ahead, more so than ever. And again, I would refer you back to the prior video that we did, which was sort of a general discussion about safe boating tips and related to COVID-19. What we're talking about now are specific Illinois guidelines. And again, some of you may be out there, you'll be in Illinois for a period of time, and then in other states. So I would just please make sure that you understand the rules in states like Wisconsin or Indiana if you venture outside of Illinois. stay, everyone, we hope that you stay healthy and stay safe out there.